Okay guys, so I have this handout here on the SMARTboard called Charting the Clues, and unfortunately my robot is having a hard time with projecting it. So I'm going to go ahead and try it right now and walk through it, so it might be a little bit shaky at first and we'll see if it works. So this Charting the Clues handout that you have in front of you, this is supposed to help you look for where the puzzle pieces happen throughout the play. And as the puzzle pieces happen, you're going to see that the case is going to build up more and more for why Oedipus is guilty and how everybody's not paying attention to what's going on. So if you look at the first part, I'm going to read this to you even though I'm showing it to you, so hopefully you'll get all the information this way. So in this part, I wrote where it's the prologos, I wrote that the clue was that one witness to the murder of Laius survived to claim the king was killed by a band of highwaymen. Again, that the king survived, somebody survived, the witness, and the king was killed by a band of people. Now over here on this side, it asks us who revealed that clue, and that was Creon that revealed that in the prologos. Okay, so take a second if you need to, pause the video, write down the response, and then start the video again. So the next section on your handout talks about scene 1. And in scene 1, we're given the information that Oedipus is himself the murderer of Laius. That he's the one that he seeks, that the murderer is in Thebes. So we know that it's Oedipus again. It reinforces that the murderer is both the father and the brother, and his children are the husband and son to his wife. Tiresias over here is the one that reveals all of that information through his dialogue. Remember, Oedipus isn't very happy to hear this, and he really denies what he's hearing. He doesn't necessarily hear everything that Tiresias is saying because he's pretty frustrated with the whole situation. He doesn't trust Tiresias, thinking he's in cahoots with Creon. Pause there. Here we go. So Laius in scene 2, Laius was killed by marauding strangers where 3 highways meet. The one witness, a servant, asked to return to the flocks when he learned Oedipus was king of Thebes. So in scene 2, we have the servant saying, whoa, I don't want to be here when Oedipus shows up as king and defeats the Sphinx. He says, I need to beat it out of here. I don't feel comfortable. I know what's going to happen, and I can't be involved. It also says up here, Laius' son was pierced at the ankles and left to die on a mountainside. We also hear that in scene 2. And Jocasta is actually the one that tells us about the servant leaving and also tells us about the baby's ankles being pierced by Laius so that he wouldn't escape his abandonment on the mountain. Go ahead and pause here so you can finish writing that down. And then we'll do one more with scene 3. Okay, so here we have a lot of information from 2 different people. We have Polybus is dead of natural causes, but Polybus adopted Oedipus. So it's like a double not good thing. Polybus died of natural causes, wasn't killed by his son, so that says the prophecy's funky. And then also that Polybus was Oedipus's adoptive father, not his true father. A messenger took baby Oedipus from a shepherd on the slope of Kithaeron and gave him to Polybus to raise. All that information comes from the messenger that comes back from Corinth, so the second person that held the baby. But we also get additional information in scene 3. We have the shepherd who gave the messenger. The child is the same servant who accompanied Laius at the time of his death. So we have that information as well, that the shepherd is the same person as the person that survived during the attack on the pilgrimage. So that's really a big deal as well. And the person that tells us all of those things is actually the Choragus. Remember, we've talked about, there it is, the Choragus is really instrumental in giving us some of the information from the community that we wouldn't get otherwise. Then here's the worksheet again, but what I want you to do next is I want you to go ahead and finish scene 4 and the Exodus on your own. Today you're not necessarily going to get through all of that information. We won't get through all of it until Friday, but as you read and see those images, you're going to see how these pieces fit together, and it's going to help us to understand the message of Oedipus overall. Okay, so when you're done with this, you just hang on to it, but make sure it's completed all the way, and then look at the other videos so you know what else you need to accomplish today.